Well, welcome to the Beyond Cinema booth at the Location Show. Firstly, it's always interesting for me where people started, what got them to where they're at. What was the job you had before you became the film commissioner essentially for the Kingdom of Jordan?
Well, I had several jobs in the industry, mostly production related, production management, producing after that, and then I also did entertainment PR for a while.
Here in LA or?
Most of it in LA. I also worked back home on a few shows. Yeah.
And what was it about the industry that got you started in the first place?
I was just fascinated with the industry. I would spend every free minute of my time either watching movies or learning about movies or even making, very basic movies at home. So I knew that this is what I wanted to do.
Has it been an exciting time for you? Because I know with obviously with Amin Matalka's film coming out a couple of years ago, it was kind of like the first official narrative film from Jordan, and then the Hurt Locker filming so much in Jordan as well, and not going on to win the Oscar a couple of years later. It must feel like there's some sort of sense of emergence.
Yeah, I mean, definitely things have advanced a lot in the past few years on a local level, on an indigenous industry level. As you mentioned, Amin Matala was the first film to come out of Jordan for a very long time. Amin Matala's film Captain Abu Ra'id. At that same year we had another film called Recycle also come out. Those were two feature-length films that came out after a long drought, I'd like to call it. Recently, more and more Jordanian films are being filmed in Jordan. We just had a film at Berlin Festival, so definitely on that front we're doing a lot better. As for the attracting foreign films, Hurt Locker was a great success for us for the publicity it got. I mean, when Catherine Bigelow walked up on the Oscar stage and picked up her statue and said thank you to the people of Jordan in front of 500 million people, that was something. That was definitely...
How did you feel at that moment?
I felt really good. I felt, I mean, it was a challenging shoot for everyone, but it paid off at the end of the day, and the film, a good product came out, and for us, on a promotional level, it was priceless, just that kind of publicity.
What do you think led to that change? What do you think led to that spurt of activity? Was there actual government activity that said, okay, now we're going to do this, or
Definitely.
Was it just
well, this is a good time to talk a little bit about the inception of the Film Commission and the idea behind it. Although it's a film commission by definition, meaning an entity, a governmental entity that promotes locations and provides production support, the Royal Film Commission of Jordan is a little more than that, as in its main goal is to create a local indigenous industry, more Jordanian films, more regional films that are based in Jordan. And that's what we do. We have a whole department called the Capacity Building Department, which is dedicated to building capacities in the film and television industries. So, and I mean, as just to say it as humbly as possible, I think the creation of the Film Commission and a lot of the work we've done played a key part in it, but it wasn't the only, of course, the only reason behind this. It all comes down to human resources at the end of the day, and there's a lot of talent in Jordan, and there's a lot of skill, and so all that together has brought in this kind of success. There's amazing government support as well. There's incredible government support, and that also comes in very handy when you're trying to build an industry.
You have these indigenous people who want to make movies. Who do you get to come in, or do you send them abroad to
We-
try and give them that kind of education or inspiration?
That's a very good question, because the answer to that is we don't concentrate on one part of the world. We don't concentrate on one part of the world to bring instructors, as we don't concentrate on one part of the world to market Jordan as a location. For the very reason that we would like our crew and our talent to get influenced and to be educated by different schools of film. Every country, every region has a different school of film and has a different way of making films. So for us, that's very important to basically. I mean, we've had workshops with the Producers Guild of America. We've had workshops with the European Producers Guild. We had workshops with producers from Egypt. We had workshops with producers from Korea, even, and the same for directors and writers, etc.
There's with Australia and New Zealand, it used to be that if someone was showing any form of success, they would then go make their next movie in the US, try and break the US market. How do you, now that you've got some people who you can see, okay, it's showing at Berlin, how do you keep them in Jordan?
It's inevitable. I mean, I think every country has that, I mean, we see why. Of course, Hollywood is it's a draw for many reasons. I think an ideal scenario for these people is to do films in Hollywood and back home. It's ideal for both. I mean, and we've seen that happen a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's also do you feel that you're on the precipice of this shift with Arab language film as well? I mean, there's been there's been so many things that have been impeding the growth of that market, and it feels like there's starting to be a wave of more Arabic language film finding its way around the region rather than just staying in one location.
No, that's it's a big part of the popularity, let's call it, of Arabic language content is because of all the political happenings, but that's not the only reason. Another very important reason that we'd like to build on is because there is a huge Arabic language speaking audience worldwide, not only in the Arab world but outside the Arab world. I mean, there's areas here in the US like Michigan, for example, or here in California,
In
Orange County, and the same in England and in Europe and South America. South America is huge. So, and actually recently a lot of the studios have been recognizing this. After Chinese language films and Indian, they've recognized that the Arabic language speaking audience is the fourth most popular, which is
it's something that's pretty exciting, I'm sure. But it's also